My name is Baraa Alkhateeb. I work with Umniah in the HR department as an HR planning and development officer. I've been working with Umniah for almost 4 years, and now I'm sitting with you to discuss our CSR activities.
Okay, why have you been to the Zikra's program last Saturday?
The moment they told us about it, I felt it goes with what Umniah believes in. Belonging to communities, belonging to societies, trying to enhance or spread knowledge, more knowledge to the different places in Jordan. And then we arranged the meeting with the marketing, and we found that it really goes very well with our strategy and our belief. That's why we participated.
So after the event, what do you think will be the impact of such an event on marginalized communities in Jordan? And if so, how can that be sustained?
This experience was equally rewarding. For our staff who attended the session, they were quite happy about the interaction that happened there and their ability to meet people from these areas and to break so many bridges between them actually. The second thing, I believe that for those people to have an opportunity to meet with leaders worldwide, such as Mr. Michael Cooley, it was a new experience for them. It was something to show them that if you know where to go, you will have an opportunity to learn and to enhance. It's opened new doors for them. It made them meet with people who are running big corporates in Jordan. I believe it opened their eyes to opportunities that they did not see themselves. How can this be sustained? Definitely. Umniah, as maybe I told you before, is one of the companies, in my personal belief, as an employee, who's doing maybe one of the biggest programs in numbers for CSR programs. They always do CSR programs. They always concern these communities. There's one simple initiative. It's like the simplest initiative that we do to support these communities. We do plenty of training courses for them. We try always to reach them. We go do activities there with the team. So this is like one step. We don't even see it as a big initiative, because when we want to target these areas, we think of bigger projects. And the marketing department, along with the human resources department, every year we have several projects targeted for them. One of the things that always come to my head is the community computer trainings that every year we publish it to the newspaper, and no matter who want to join, just fill out an application, come take a free course for 2 months, get a certificate from Microsoft, a certificate from Umniah, a certificate from STS, and the ability to find a job in Umniah. So this is how we think we can add value.
How does your attendance as Umniah align with the social responsibility strategy or the social responsibility philosophy of the company? If you want to take this initiative, this event per se, and line it with your CSR strategy.
I'm going to talk simply as an employee who's been there and a person who's been coordinating this event. As you know, Umniah's main theme is belong. And in belonging, simply we belong to everything that is positive. Part of our belonging is belonging to our society. And it's not only about giving some money for people or enhancing somebody's house or something like that might not, it might enhance a family's status, but it's not going to be able to uplift a whole society. So for us, when we participated in Zikra, we've seen that simply it goes a lot and align a lot with our belong theme. We always promise people of our society that we need to open new doors and opportunities for them, show them how things are happening, because especially in the area of Al-Ghor, you know that even Jordanian people themselves have some different, let's say, opinion about these people, that they're not educated, that they're not maybe putting a lot of effort to enhance their life, but this is completely the opposite. Because maybe a lot of people just did not try to understand these people and don't know them. But when we found the Zikra initiative and we studied it, we found that it's perfect to let our team meet with these kind of people and know that eventually they have so many dreams and ambitions and desires, and there are plenty of brilliant people there, only if you give them an opportunity. So for that, we see this as an opportunity to uplift the whole society there. If these 5 people that we helped to come went back to Ghor and started speaking to their people about what they've learned, this is what makes a society. It's not money, it's not helping people buy some stuff, it's opening their minds to things that they've never maybe thought that it was there.
So is your support to Zikra, is it gonna go beyond this event?
Hopefully, yes. I told you it started before that event,
Okay.
and we're not planning to stop it after the event.
Any ideas in mind so far?
I've been talking actually to Zikra guys, and we've been telling them about the computer courses that we give, because I always believe that education is what makes a difference. And we've been discussing together the ability to do computer courses to those who work with Zikra, to the societies there. They promised to help us create a simple training center there, and we will provide trainers and certificates and everything for the team to make sure that they learn something they don't know. We might even give them courses about computer maintenance, things that might even help them find jobs. So yes, I hope that we will, and I'm always confident, inshallah, that we will.
And from your opinion, if we look at the corporate sector in general in Jordan and the amount of need that is existing in such a country, how do you believe that the role of the corporate sector could support the needs of Jordanian communities?
I don't see it as a role more than I see it as a responsibility. It's actually this community is what making these corporates big. Corporates big. If these people do not use Umniah's lines, Umniah will not be there. If these people do not believe in our services, because no matter what, they're in the end customers for us, or we are customers for them. So it's payback time, in my opinion. And I believe this is the whole belief of Umniah, is that you need to pay back to this community who is making Umniah a corporate. And I believe that government sectors, my personal opinion at least, will not be able, like one hand will not clap. They're not going to be able to uplift these communities by themselves through, like, due to limited budgets, maybe limited programs. But corporates such as big corporates, private sector, we understand that the cash flow itself is much more. The ability to participate and to spend, to have a specific percentage of their earnings spent on these communities is a little bit more possible. So that's why we consider it a responsibility more than just an initiative or a role that we have the option to do it or not to do it.
And how would you then, as an Umniah employee, how would you define CSR?
Simple thing. It's about payback time. Simple as that. You just, as long as you see it as an option, you might not do it. I see it as a real responsibility that every employee, not only as a corporate, every employee can take part in, considering that these people are our family, our community. So I see it as the role that, or the responsibility that every employee in the company has towards his family members. Simple as that.
And how far has Umniah taken its social responsibility in matter of strategizing, disclosure, reporting, or even plugging into national, regional, international initiatives or agendas?
Several things. A better insight will be definitely from marketing in this question, but as an employee, because in the end I see the result of these programs, such programs are part of our strategy. It's very clear that going green is a strategic pillar for us, for everyone, and it's already known and it's already communicated. It's very clear for everyone that doing the community computer courses is part of the HR strategy, for example. So it's been part of different strategy pillars. We do so many public speeches about it. We put press releases about it to let the Jordanian community know about it, not for publicity as first goal, but to let those people know what Umniah do, so maybe they can benefit from it in a way or another. Better insight will be from marketing, but I'm talking about someone who's not working directly on it. I see the value of it and see the result of it. So yes, it's in our strategy.
In 2009, it was announced that major focus of CSR efforts for Umniah was on youth.
Mm-hmm.
What has been done so far with, for example, Madrasati, Microsoft UCCT, and Isaac and other activities? How would you summarize Umniah's support for such programs and Umniah's efforts on the youth pillars?
The youth was always a focus for us. Even when you study our products, you will see that the youth is a big segment that we focus on, and because we know that these are the people who can do change in the future. You mentioned a couple of initiatives that I know very well about. For example, Madrasati project is still running smoothly and is still running every year. And I believe the guys in the CSR division, because they've been working on it on a daily basis, they can give you a great update about it. On the other hand, the Microsoft UCCT program, which is only a community computer training, every year it's still running. Up until now, we have more than 500 people who graduated. Majority of these people that we chose are people who belong to NGOs, young people from the regular community. A big bulk. I was just working on the report of the UCCT, and we found that more than 30% of the people that we trained were people between 18 and 23 years old. And they've been all certified in the office applications, which I believe will help them a lot to find jobs in the future. So this is running, and this is something that we believe in, and I'm very proud that it's our project as well. A lot of other projects happening, like a Riyadi team that we always support every year, but the list of projects will be provided by marketing to you.
How do you describe the Umniah Green Initiative that was kicked off in 2010, and how are you, for example, measuring the carbon footprint, the reduction of consumption of resources such as water, electricity, energy, paper, etc.?
Also a project that was done in here, so it will be so easy for me to talk about. To be honest, when we wanted to start, it was like after Umniah launched by 1 or 2 years maximum, and we've been thinking about going green, because it's another thing that we didn't only want to educate our staff about it. We wanted to start something new in Jordan. Recycling is massive everywhere. Going green is like it's not something new, but in Jordan, I don't believe that there was companies or people considering going green for real. So we understood that it's a challenge, and we understood that changing behavior is definitely the hardest thing to change. But we wanted to take baby steps. So we started step by step educating people about the value of going green. And up until now, the good news is we never stopped, we grew much bigger. Now we have recycling bins all over the department. Employees are educated how to use it and reminded about it every time. And all of our waste is being recycled. And through the association, the Jordanian association here, they take all our paper and plastic. First off, we stopped using plastic completely because we know that it's really bad. And now we're recycling all the paper, and the recycled material is used to create educational material for schools. So this is a bigger impact. And at this stage, we're studying even using our own material, recycled material, to create our notebooks, to create our envelopes, shopping bags. We've run several initiatives during green. We have run a shopping bag campaign for all employees in which nobody use nylon bag anymore. You will see all over the building that next to every printer you have a reminder not to print until necessary. Next to every light spot you have a sticker to remind them to turn off the lights. And proudly, like every month almost, we have an initiative about going green. A bigger idea is, inshallah, this year is to include the customers, in which now we built a very strong base about the value of going green in our employees, and our employees will be the champions to spread this knowledge to everyone that they are interacting with, and hopefully the customers during this year.
So how are you measuring your progress?
Different things. Like at the beginning, the measurements were different. We only wanted people to commit to putting recycling paper in recycling bins. And we used to measure the weight of the recycling material. And then we wanted people to start realizing that not more weight means it's a good thing, because you should stop printing now as much as possible, so the recycled material should be less and less. So the first value, the first thing that we always measure by is the weight, and now we're thinking of measuring it in a different ways. Maybe we are consulting with some companies who do studies on like where electricity is. How electricity is consumed, and how can you decrease electricity bills by specific behaviors, changing lights, changing the water tapes, because you could have less water consumption if you add specific devices. So we're still studying the best way. The only thing we're doing now is waste of paper that we weight every month or every quarter almost.
As a telecom operator, do you have your own towers, or do you rent them from pre-established telecom operators? If you do own your own towers, Do these towers rely on electricity, and are there any plans for alternative energy supplies, like the solar energy, for example?
The good news is, since 2008, if I'm not mistaken, we have almost 20% of our towers completely operating on solar cell.
Do you have any initiatives for recycling mobile phones or any related components? And what about plugging into international telecom sustainability initiatives towards more environment-friendly solutions, for example, partnerships with the GSMA in this regard?
First, about mobile recycling, that's an idea that we thought of last year. Unfortunately, maybe you can help me if you know any better way. We almost contacted every possible vendor to do mobile recycling. Nobody was able to help. All mobile devices centers, we really put a lot of effort trying to see how can we recycle mobiles in Jordan. And to my, I was really sad to know that there is not even one company in Jordan that was okay with taking the mobiles the waste mobiles and recycle it. Because it was simple, we could have put pens in Umniah and asked people to come and start recycling, but we could not find a partner to take it. The only partner we found was in Malaysia and Dubai. And it would have cost the company a huge amount of investment just to ship these mobiles to Dubai. So if you know any center who could do that, it would be great news. And regarding the GSMA,
yes,
as I told you, the project is growing bigger and bigger. And going international definitely, and supporting international initiatives definitely means that we're going on the right track. So it could be a future step that we're considering, but still we feel that we still have our own homework first. We should become the employees and a little bit the community, a little bit more aware of the value of green and how to go green. And maybe after that we can go even bigger and bigger in this project.
How is social responsibility reflected in the philosophy and spirit of Umniah? If I go now and talk to the office boy or the guy who served me tea minutes ago, what would he say about the social responsibility of Umniah?
You can talk about an employee, like myself. I'm an employee. I'm in charge of a small number of CSR activities, but I also see the value of CSR from what our marketing division do. So I can tell you from an employee point of view. You will find people way much aware about CSR in Umniah. People who work in Umniah, starting from the janitors up to the CEO himself. You find them understand the value of CSR. If you ask them what Umniah do to the community, they can tell you a good number of activities that we do. Simply because even some of our employees benefit from the CSR activities we do. The janitors and the guys who serve tea and coffee, a lot of them went through programs of the computer programs, for example, because themselves we see them as society members, and we give them courses and we invest in them because they might not be our staff, and this is all outsourced services, but we see that we're responsible also to give them something, not only because they're working with us, because they're society members. You find the whole team fresh, young, active about it. Majority of our CSR activities, the champions of these activities are our employees, such as Umniah Al-Khair every Ramadan. All of those people who work there and go to these areas and support students and give them the presents are Umniah volunteers. They just we send an email and you have 100 people volunteering just to give time of the Ramadan iftar to eat with those people and to give them presents with no reward expected whatsoever. Delivering courses after working hours for 2 weeks. You stay in the office until 9, just delivering courses for people and not expecting any reward for it. They know it, they feel it, and they feel very proud to do it. So this is something I'm proud about us as well, to know that our staff are that much mature when it comes to CSR.
Baraa, Alkhateeb, thank you.
You're most welcome.